I'll be reading your chat as well. Sorry, what is the link? I've joined the meeting bit later. Okay, let me. No problem. We can make. Okay, thank you, Jessica. Uh, yeah. So from that link, you need to download Python visualization file and IRIS data set. That will be a CSV data file. Got it? So how will we start? So first of all, we will import a library pandas as PD. So through pandas, we will basically import our CSV file, this one. So when we say import pandas as PD, we are importing a library through which we are going to use built-in function. Then we will import warning. You can skip that out. We are importing cburn as SNS. We are importing matplotlib.payplot as PLT and SNS style white color coded true. So we can skip that too if you don't understand. So basically, when we talk about Python visualization, so there are built-in libraries or function, and we use them uh, 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 we use them for visualization purposes. So in this tutorial we will use panda, matplotlib and cburn, built-in libraries of Python. All right, so if we don't have any question, we'll move forward. Download the repo as a zip and extract. You will have all the file. Yeah. So you need to simply select all of them and run this file. So when you run this, let me make it separate. Insert cell below iris.head. So basically iris is the data frame So when we say iris.head, so we are basically looking upon the values inside this file. So when we say, let me do this in separate line as well. So we have imported these libraries and now we are saving this data set. So iriscsv is a file, it is a data set, and we are going to store it in one data frame or table or variable. So irs is equal to pd.read csv. We are saying like read the csv file and name of the file is iris.csv. So we are reading this file and saving it to this variable. Got it? Then we are basically checking which type of data set is it, which type of data or table do we have. So we are using iris.head. So it shows us by default 5 top values. So if I want to see 10 values, so we simply will write 10 inside the cell and we will execute it again. It will show us 10 values. So you see over here we have 10 values. right? So let me check again the messages too. Okay. So how many of you have done had press B? So two are done. Three, four. Good, good, good. Maureen has done. Maureen is also from Women in AI Academy. Berna is also from Women in AI Academy. Karen. All right, good, good, good. So most of you are doing, who are struggling, you can download it and we will try to make it a little slower unless all of you join that. Okay, so if you see, we have basically ID column, we have spell and CM column. So basically this is flowers database. Sepal width, petal length, petal width, and species. So we have these basically columns with us, and we want to see, for example, we want to see how many species are there. All right. So if we want to see the species, so we will simply write IRIS, that is basically our data frame. If you see over here, we have IRIS. Then we will write name of column in double or single quote, species, then value count. So value count is the function, value underscore count is the function that counts or returns the unique values, or you can say counts, let phrase it like group of values, right? So if I want to see how many species are there, so at moment it only say IRIS setosa. So uh, currently if you see, we can see only the one species is in the database, that is setosa. So let's see whether is it only a species or there are more species. So when we will execute this line of code, it will return there are three different species along with their count, like every species have 50 number of, you can say, values in the table, right? So we have just counted the values, we have just seen the group of values inside the table or inside particular column. So how many of you are done? Show with the P. Okay, great, great, great. Before has done, Maureen has done, Alif, Saida has done, Karen has done. So most of you have done this. So let's move forward. Okay, so we are done till here. So now I want to see this value in visualization form. I want to see these values in visual format. So let's see. We have color list and we are saying in our color list we have RG, red, green, black. Cyan is basically black, yellow, magenta, and cyan. Cyan is blue. So we have, okay, let's do it again. For example, I want to do color. color underscore list, sorry, it should be underscore list is equal to list red. All right, and then we are basically defining plt.figure. Plt.figure is the function inside uh, uh, this library. So let me bring that library over here as well. So when I say plt, so it means I am calling function from this library which I have already imported at the top of our file. So plt.figure is the function that is called to identify the size of this figure. So I want to make it 10 by 7. So let's make it 10 by 10. So I have red color, and then I have 10 by 10 size of the figure, and then I am saying add PLT again is basically this value PLT X label. At X axis what should be there? X label species, and at Y label I just want to basically see its count, right? And then if you see, these are just value which I am just identifying, which I am just declaring. I am not doing anything to plot them. So if I have to plot them, I need to write this one. So what does mean by that line of code? This mean IRIS is my table name. From IRIS, pick species column and make a count and then plot it. All right, and plot will be in the form of bar. Plot will be in the form of bar, and its color will be red. Got it? So let's see what how is it being drawn. Okay, y label, where is, I have misspelled it like this one. Let me make it. Okay, so when I plot it 10 by 10 and I make it RGB, red, green and blue, it is plotting red, green, blue. When I plot it, over here we have color codes RGBYK. So I can call it RGB. So initially we have just 3 bars, so it will just pick up only first 3 colors. So if we have more than 3 values, so it will definitely try to plot every color from here. All right. So how many of you have done that, and how many of you have any confusion up till this point? So B mean most of you are done. Great. It means all of you already know these things. Okay. All right. Great. So, when we say IRIS dot plot, for example, you knew nothing. You just want to plot something. So you are new to data sciences, and you just want to visualize something, and you have your first data set. So let's start from very beginning. You Okay, at yellow, can you find in the chat, if you scroll? Okay, you might not have that chat too. Can someone please paste her the link? Thank you, Anna. So nice of you. So you want to plot something, and you don't know about visualize anything about visualization. So let's pick up your table and just write the plot. So our table name is IRIS, and then we are going to plot it. So IRIS dot plot will show us something like that. Let's execute that. So it will randomly plot line of everything in your you can say tables. For example, in your table you have IDs, you have spill length, width, petal length, and petal width. Okay, great. Maureen and Spenna are letting other people know what to do. Thank you again. So yeah. So if you knew nothing and you want to just plot anything, so what you can do is that you simply you will write iris.plot, and it will plot the line of every column you have in your data set. So initially we have various value at and numeric value, plotting numeric value. So we have length and width of sepal and petal. So these values are plotted, and then id, those values are between 0 to 20. So these lines are being drawn over here, but id is from 1 to 150. So id is a linear line, it is linearly increasing. Like first it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and at this point it will be 80. At this point it will be 120. At this point it will be 140, and somewhere it will be 150. So it is just plotting random line because we are not passing anything. So let's edit it a little. Misspell plot where? Sorry, I could not got it. Here, at this point, or Elling, what are you talking about? Okay, all right, no problem. All right. So IRIS plot. You can unmute yourself if you have any question, and you can ask me. Otherwise, I will read uh, your text after completing one plot. So if you are done with that, please write B, then we'll move forward. So most of you have done that. Maureen has done, Baipur has done, Merol has done. Okay, so let's change this code a little. For example, we have written IR as IR dot plot. So let's make it subplot. So what subplot will do is that it will basically remove overlapping from here. It will separately draw every lines over here, right? So let's do that. So when we say IRIS table dot plot, subplot is equal to true, like subplot of every column. So let's execute this one as well. So when you see we have ID linearly drawn, we have the length of sepal, and then the width of it, and then petal length and petal width. So every basically line is drawn separately, and you can see them a better you can see the visualization in better manner than this one over here. Sorry, so over here it is a little distinguishing from the overlapping. All right, if you have any question you can ask, and if you are done just press B, we'll move forward.
Erum, I have a question.
Yeah,
Uh,
please.
if we don't want one of the subplots, for example, we don't want ID, is there a way to just to have the subplots for the other four and leave ID?
So basically, one way is to drop that ID column, and the other way is that we might have to, write every number of the column. So writing name of all column is not, good practice. So one way could be like when you save this graph, you can simply crop the top one, because every plot is separate, because you are not concerning with ID. And the third thing is that when you are basically creating IRIS table in feature engineering, you just keep those columns which are related to our you can say concern of analysis. So we can always remove this. So what we can do is that we can remove drop ID column from the table, and then keep only the column which are of our concern, right?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Dolores has asked question like all of these methods are available because IRIS is a data frame of pandas. Yeah, if you don't import the data, you can import it as well, unless until you have some specific uh, you can say formation transformation of data set. Okay, so if we want to again, if you see over here, we can see the separate graph, but that those are not much visible. Those are still little boxes, and we want to see them visually more. You can say detailed are visible. So what we can do is that we can increase the size of plot. So we have same IRIS dot plot, and let make it something like that. So if you are done, please let me know. Yeah, plot methods are from matplotlib library. So can you show your error, Megan? What is error? File not found. Which file? So have you downloaded IRIS file? You have uploaded it in the same directory using Google Colab. Can you make a folder and then put both of the file in the folder? That would be easy to access. It might not able to, accessing the file. Okay, let's move a little forward. Now we have done uh, plot. Let's see with hist is histogram. So plot is line. When we say plot, so it by default consider like we want to draw a line plot. So when we say hist, so it is about histogram. So let's say we have hist is equal to hist is a variable similar to iris, and we want to draw histogram on iris table. IRIS dot hist, and then we are saying let's remove rest of the thing. Let's keep it. Okay, so we have a variable named hist, and we are saying iris is the table name or data frame name dot hist. So we are drawing histogram on iris data frame, and let's see the results. So we have id table, we have petal length, we have histogram, default histogram of our data set, right? So if you have done this, please let me know. So most of you have already done that. So let uh, change it a little. We want to make a good figure size. For example, we can have 2010, and then we want to make basically column, like how many column and number of rows we want. So let's say we want layout. Let's not write that at the moment. So we have figure size. It should be fixed size. So we are changing it. Fixed size is equal to 20 by 10, and see this figure size will increase. So it has this length. And next, if we want to draw number of column at per row, or number of we want to increase number of columns, so we can add over here layout as well, like this one. So over here we have 3 rows and 4 columns. So when we'll draw 4 columns, then since we have only 5 columns, so there is no need to draw the the fifth one. So let make it 3 2. it will draw something like that. Two columns and three rows. Alright. So we can have 3 as well. Right. If okay, I'm coming to that too. What does alpha do? Basically, by mistake, that graph went upward. It was at bottom. So now let's see if we want to change. Okay, I want to make some color from the one we have already seen. So I have written IRIS hist. So histogram will be drawn. Color is red. Alpha is zero point 0.5. Like transparency of this color is 0.5 and bins are 50. Like these lines or these boxes are 50. Over here we have by default a bin, so it automatically adjusts them between 10 to 20. So when I say 50, so it will automatically divide them to 50. Let increase the alpha value to 75.75. So it will increase value to 7.75, and let's see the results. See now the size of this box is a little thick one. If I make it 20, it will be thinner. Now, okay, let's see. Now you see these are a little thinner boxes. And similarly, the alpha value of 1.5 will make it a very dim color. So when we will make it, see it is very dim. When we make it 6.5, so it will be the darker one. So alpha is basically transparency of the color, right? And again over here we can add as many parameters. For example, we can write fixed size is equal to 10 10, and let's see how it. So similarly we can change number of rows and columns over here as well if you want. So in this way we create different histograms. Yeah, if we want to change the color, maybe let's try over here uh, the color list. Okay, it does not take multiple colors, so we need to make it only single one. Let's make it blue. By default it is blue, and we can make it red, green, or some colors. Alright, so if you are done with that, let's move a little forward. Press B if you are done, then we'll move forward. Okay, most of you have done great. Okay, next we are going to start with area plot. So what does area plot do is that if you see in plotting, we just draw the line. So area plot is similar to line one, but it will fill the particular part. So if let's compare it with, if I write iris.plot, so it will simply draw the plots lines. So when I say uh, let's do this again, plot chart area, sorry, so it is similar to it, but it will fill up this complete section and the complete section with overlapping those values. All right, so area is basically area plot fills the line graph, or other form of line graph which fill that particular area. So over here at top we have this, you know um, section of 1 to 150, and then on top of that we have this one, and then we have green area, and then we have, these are separations of particular columns. If you are done, please press B, then we'll move forward. So most of you are done. Great. So we have done the basic of plotting, that is very easy. Now we play with some, you can say, customized graph. For example, if we want to, plot something uh, meaningful or on particular column or on particular data set, so we will do that in next of the session. Before that, if you want to take 2 minute break, or you want to, just relax or load your file, so you can do that. So we will start it in 3 minutes, right? And you can post question if you have any question up till now. Great, great. So let's meet then within 2 minutes.